Hey everybody. Today we're on a little fact-finding mission. We bought two different rear disc brake conversions, and these are for GM trucks, like the square bodies. I believe these 12-bolt rear ends were made from 65 until 80 something. We'll go with that. But if you have a 10-bolt truck rear end or a 12-bolt and want to take the drum brakes off, here's two different kits we bought, and here's what we found about them. You see, one kit is from the Right Stuff. Okay, the part number for the kit we bought is 965-TRD 4745. And here's the bracket that comes with that kit. Now these, I'm labeling these because that 6.5 and 4 7/8 is a very important measurement. Okay. Now the second kit we got is actually from Jegs. I'm sure they're relabeling somebody else's, but it's under Jegs part number. So the part number is 555-631-480. Okay. Now you'll notice 6 1/4 and 4 3/4. Okay. Now remember, 6.5 versus 6 1/4, 4 7/8 versus 4 3/4. Now what that matters is how far out the caliper is spaced towards the rim. And you may ask yourself, why is this important? Well,
it's very important.
It's very important when you buy an 8-inch rim or a 10-inch rim. We did some fact finding. And they are 15-inch wheels. On this caliper, that 1/4 of an inch on the top and the 1/8 of an inch on the bottom is all the clearance in the world, because anything over a 6-inch wide wheel won't fit and the calipers won't rotate. Now the calipers are the same from kit to kit. They're both Cadillac Eldorado calipers is what they really are. So don't get thinking that there's a difference in the calipers. We even swapped calipers back and forth, and it didn't make a difference until we measured these, and this was all the difference in the world. So when you place that on there, it brings the caliper up away from the center line of the axle. And the bigger wheels, well, wider wheels, not bigger. If you had a 16, a 17, 18, 19s, 20s, or 24s, they wouldn't rub. They wouldn't touch caliper at all. It wouldn't be an issue. But if you're trying to run a 15-inch diameter wheel in an 8 or a 10 wide, like I said, a 6 will fit on there. But an 8 or a 10 will not when you use the Right Stuff. Now, in their fine print, on their description, it says we'll work with some 15-inch wheels, and they leave it up to you to find out which ones. Well, we found out which ones. Anything over 6-inch wide is not going to work on the Right Stuff. No pun intended. But in that scenario, it's the wrong stuff. So, these, now, if you have a good friend with a water jet or a really good laser, because I'm not, it'd have to be really good, because these are 3/8 thick plate. So if you have somebody that can laser out parts, you can make your own brackets, because if you have 15-inch wheels, these are not going to fit. They're not going to be the brackets for you. So For our mock-up rear end, you know, we have the truck over there. We already have a set for it. For our mock-up rear end, we're going to have another set lasered out. We're not going to run these brackets.
We're not going to run the right stuff.
We're not going to run the right stuff. We're going to use the calipers, the emergency brake. You know, both kits come with your hoses. You know, it's not like one kit's skimping on parts more than the other. It's just somebody, whoever engineered these, and yes, they are both same size rotor. So before somebody comments and says they spaced it out for a bigger rotor, both of them are the exact same size rotor. They're 11 and 5/8, I think. I think that's what they measured. But yeah, you can see if you lay it over top, you know, there's no, that little bit makes all the difference in the world. So, just in this instance, not saying Right Stuff makes any bad product. Nothing wrong with it. But in this instance, go with the Jegs part number. So, if you have any other questions, and our mock-up rear end here is a wild ratio, I had to look up the RPO code. It's actually a 340. Not a 342, not a 373, not a 308. It's a limited slip 340, which was a first for me. I like I say, I had to look up the RPO code. I couldn't believe that's what it was. Thought it was something aftermarket, but it's not. So we will get these, get us some new brackets made, get our wheels mounted. We have them painted.
They look awesome.
And we'll get this all together for Power Tour. We have 45 days for Power Tour?
Approximately, yes.
Approximately 45 days, yes. So, if y'all have any questions on any of this setup, just write a comment below. And if you have had any different brands, if there's maybe different from the Jegs or the Right Stuff, if you've had any experiences that I didn't cover, leave me a comment and maybe next time we'll buy that kit and try it. So, hope this helps. Like I say, these came in any of the GM trucks and the GM cars kit. Basically same thing. Brackets, just different measurement for a car. So,
we're just trying to help them out. We just did some fact finding.
yeah, we did fact finding, and
It was
it was bothering me what the difference was, so I had to break out the calipers and start measuring. It bugged me. I had to know what the difference was. So I figured I would share that knowledge.
definitely.
And how we end all of our episodes. Thank you, Lord. Thank you for today.